Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, bringing you guys another installment in the Wasted Potential series. And today I thought it was only right for me to make this newest installment on a character who I am certainly guilty of cracking quite a few jokes in passing, especially in the breaking news memes, which is Kiba Inuzuka. Now, I definitely think that a lot of fans can agree that when you look at Kiba's character, Kiba hands down was wasted. Now, it's been brought to my attention that you have a bunch of filler episodes where they actually flesh Kiba's character out quite a bit in the Naruto anime and the Naruto Shippuden anime. However, those you guys who've been longtime supporters of the channel, you guys know I didn't watch the filler episodes. Hell, I've read the manga like 9,000 times and I've yet to see every canon episode of either one of the Naruto animes. I'm just not a huge anime fan. I prefer manga over anime, so I'm not 100% sure what the anime's done, but what I can say is that just based on the manga, Kiba is a character that we should have gotten a whole lot more from. I mean, when you just really think about it, right? Like when Naruto's going through the Chunin exams, that was such a monumental moment for Naruto as a character, because you can point to that exams and you can say that it's at that point that Naruto's life, it changed altogether. Like his rival Sasuke finally acknowledged him. He got to meet another rival in Gaara, and yet at the same time, one of his classmates in Kiba, someone who, the way I read Kiba came off more like a little arrogant bully that did a bunch of yapping, and Naruto stood up to him, and it's because, you know, Naruto failed to do the transformation jutsu and everything. Kiba was talking down to him, and you have this moment where Kiba's popping all this trash saying like, look, maybe I'll be the Hokage one day. And Kiba, after that point, he kept saying in passing, like, I want to become Hokage. Being Hokage is my goal. It's my dream. We actually see Kiba have the infinite Tsukuyomi dream where Kiba is the Hokage. And then in Naruto chapter 700, you have that moment where he's talking to his love interest Tamaki, and he's telling her like, yeah, the only reason why Naruto became Hokage is because I told him, hey, you know what? I don't want the Hokage position. Let Naruto have it. That kid's wanted Hokage for a really long time. And I got to really thinking about it, right? When you look at Kiba's character, there is so much when it comes to his character to where he could have legitimately been written as a rival for Naruto. Look at the Chunin exams. Sasuke acknowledges this guy. Gaara didn't acknowledge Naruto, and yet the arc ends with Gaara acknowledging the fact that Naruto's a legit fighter. Even Rock Lee is blown away at how powerful Naruto is. Neji now considers Naruto to be a rival because of what happened during the Chunin exams when Naruto beat Neji with the uppercut from hell. You have a moment where during the Gaara versus Naruto fight where even Sasuke is like, I can't believe this guy has surpassed me yet again. And then when you look at Kiba, it was just that one plot thread where Kiba, he was just thrown to the wayside. And when you look at all the different characters that we got, right? Kiba is a support character, but when you really look at it, Gaara in the first part of Naruto was a support character as well. And yet we saw how much Naruto, through his interaction with Gaara, actually changed him. We didn't actually see that with Kiba. I really felt like if you would have continued to build on it, I felt like there could have been really great character interactions between Naruto and Kiba, because Kiba, he's a loud mouth, he's talking crazy, he's very animated, talks a lot of trash, he's almost like Naruto in a lot of ways. He's almost like Naruto. He's not as funny as Naruto, in particular when it comes to 12-year-old Naruto, but at the same time, like that banter, that back and forth is something that really could have been used. Like, look at the guy's abilities. Like, he has the Inuzuka clan's ability to have enhanced senses, so it'd have been really nice to actually see Kiba as an elite tracker. Not every now and then it's like, oh, we need to have people track Sasuke. Oh, let's smell the scent. And then they made a gag moment out of it where Sasuke's scent was all over the place and couldn't really have it. You know, they made a gag moment over the fact that Naruto poops and this guy passes out because he smells the ramen noodle dirty flavored fart of Naruto. Like, you have all these moments where Kiba is just thrown completely under the bus. Like I said, chapter 700 of Naruto, I mean, it was a gag moment. Like, people realized, okay, this guy's he's used for comedic relief. Like, I almost want to say Kiba is the Yamcha of Naruto's generation, but I really feel like that's more Konohamaru than anybody else. But like, when you look at it, right, like Kiba, even in Konoha Hiden, you have this moment where it's revealed that Kiba, during the events of Naruto last, had created a really powerful jutsu that allowed him to have moments where he helped save the Hidden Leaf Village because he was blowing up all these different meteorites that were falling towards the earth, right? Like, Kiba was credited as being one of the heroes who helped save the world from, or excuse me, helped save Konoha from all the meteorites that were falling. Like, in the movie, we saw Sasuke do it. We saw Rock Lee break one in half, but you know, Kiba was able to destroy one of the meteors by himself. Like, it's one of those times where, like, if we would have seen Kiba do something like that, there'd have been more respect on the guy's name. There'd have been more respect when it comes to the character. Like, the idea that Kiba, when it comes to his physical strength, like Kiba, because of how he fights when he gets on all fours and the agility and the quickness, like, it's one of those things where Kiba could have been a really dangerous fighter if he would have been given more screen time. But again, he just kind of got shafted to the background. I really feel like the best way to handle Naruto would have been to give him one more rival, a serious rival for the title of Hokage. Like, Sasuke came in at the tail end where Sasuke was like, yeah, I'm gonna be Hokage. And the thing about that is, it's like Kishimoto kind of downplayed it a little bit, because you had even Sakura saying like, hey, if you don't watch it, maybe I'll be the Hokage too. Everybody was like, I'm gonna be Hokage. You even had Hashirama Senju saying like, look, that's so great that we have all these people that have these aspirations of being Hokage, but I need you guys to start focusing on molding your chakra. That 10 tails is pretty damn deadly. We need to deal with that first. Like, I feel like if you would have had Kiba be somebody that was working towards the same goal as Naruto and actively working towards it, and Naruto have someone that he has to overcome in that regard as well, then when you bring Sasuke into it, I feel like that's something that would have added more to Naruto's Hokage journey. I really feel like Kiba could have been that character that pushed Naruto down his path of becoming Hokage. And when you get to that moment where Kiba says like, yeah, you know, he only became Hokage because I turned down the position, we as fans would know like, okay, the guy actually worked towards it. And we would all know that he's talking in jest, and the way that Tamaki's drawn in the manga panel, even Tamaki is pretty sure like, Kiba, okay, sure, he's talking out the side of his mouth. Like, it's implied with her facial expression that that's the conclusion that she comes to as well. But it would have been really nice to have actually seen that. That way, when Naruto does become the Hokage, when you see Kiba at Naruto's ceremony, when you see Kiba and Tamaki and they're looking over Boruto's final match with Shikadai during the Chunin exams, like, it'd have been really nice if you would have got that moment where Kiba's acknowledging like, okay, like, my rival became Hokage. But like, it'd have been nice to get more closure. But I want to know from you guys, how do you guys feel? Do you agree with me? Do you think that Kiba is wasted potential, or do you think that his character in the manga was handled perfectly? Again, I didn't watch all the anime, so I can't even speak on the anime right now, but I want to know how you guys feel about manga Kiba. Let me know what you guys think. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.